What's going on? Wagwan, me family, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's not a social production. We're doing it on, I believe it's May the 9th. It's 2025, that's right. We're doing it on May the 9th, Friday. From the Canadas, from Toronto, for the greater Toronto area, wherever you are. If you're tuning in from Canada, Wagwan. If you're down south in the United States, further down south, Mexico, South Americas, whether Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Australia, is the Finnish people, the Swedish people. Over there in Zimbabwe, over there in Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, the south of Spain, wherever you are. What up, my niggas? What up, my little faggots? The bunch of cocksuckers and pussy munchers out there. The mi familia. Doing it as a syndicate, it feels good. It's Friday. The sun is out. It's been a little bit of a cock tease, and we'll get to cock teasing later on as well. It's the weather here I'm talking about. It gets nice and warm, and then you need the parka in the evening. It just spring cometh already, and so it's cometh after summers. Feeling good. Lots to discuss, lots of fun to be had, because it is Friday after. It's gonna be a loose sesh. We'll see where it all goes. But I'll start by just saying again, I'm okay. Did a little bit of, when you do the manscaping, when you do trim the old nuts, and you might get a little bit the bottom of the shaft of the old cack. Not old cack, but the cack that you've been given for life. The one cack, one life, one cock. Yoko. Shaving. You might end up with an ingrown hair, and you might end up having to do a little bit of minor surgery on yourself. It's not fun. Doesn't happen too often, but every once in a while, you never know when you might get an ingrown hair. Ingrown hair on the shaft makes you go to town on your cock with a needle, with that needle to the shaft. Needle to the shaft, it hurts. Doesn't hurt that much, but it's an inconvenience, and I'm not, whatever. It's all taken care of, sort of, kind of. Did I get the hair out? If I'm being up the 100%, no. It's fucking. Will I get it out? Absolutely. I think I'm just gonna give it a little bit of time. But nonetheless, I'm doing all right. This isn't even about me. What have we been talking about? It is Friday. Lots to discuss as per usual. What's going on in the world, man? A lot of topics might be interconnected today, as I realized, as I was thinking about things. Viewing things on the outside, seeing what's all around us. A lot of things are happening. First of all, let's just start with this one. Which would you rather be faced with? Would you rather get lost in the woods or lost at the sea or in the ocean? And I'm only asking this because I believe recently, in the past few days, there was a couple of kids that went missing in the woods in Nova Scotia, if I'm not mistaken. The search was ongoing. I don't know if it's still ongoing or not. I don't know if they found these kids. It just got me to think. I'm like, oh man, you never think about this. The jungle could be just as scary as a body. I respect the water, but the jungle could be the woods could be, depending where if you're in, hotter regions, it's the jungle. If it's evergreens, it's the forest, or whatever. It's the woods, as we call it. But nonetheless, just a lush area filled with greenery, and the topography is just, it's dense, it's thick. It is it's like a Middle Eastern bush, if you know what I'm talking about. It is heavy duty. None of that, none of that aftermarket price. Just the OG hairy, nice, short and curly. What have you been talking about? They're getting lost in the woods. Yeah, so these kids got lost in the woods apparently, and I don't know if they found them or not. It got me to think, which would I rather if I had to choose? I hope they find them, by the way. Which leads me to think about a whole bunch of other things. I'm like, man, what do you do? Because now we do have the technology. Should we chip these kids? I don't have any kids, but should you chip your kids if they're tracking, or put a wristband on them that doesn't? Because oh man, it gets me nervous. This is one of the reasons why I've not had kids yet, and I don't think it's for me. Maybe down the line, who knows? People change all the time. I'm not saying, but it's just the thought of having somebody else, your own flesh, just going off into the world and facing all the. If I had a baby daughter, I'd probably murder all of you out there. Just being completely honest. Probably, but my wife would probably give birth. I'd probably, to slurp on the old placenta juice, kiss her and the baby, and then sharpen my Rambo knife and off into the woods. Just I don't know, plotting something. It just makes me, having a daughter or a baby boy, oh baby boy. My little doggy. I'd probably kill all of you out there. Just, you gotta make sure the offspring is safe. Because you gotta, I get nervous. I don't even have kids. Jesus Christ. I hope they find these kids. That's it got me nervous. I'm like, yeah, the sea, the water. I always remember when I was young, having lost an uncle to a body of water. Told the story maybe a couple of times in the past, but I'll briefly, had an uncle who had a fiance. Fiance went into the body of water. She started drowning. He went in to save the lady. My family wasn't too fond of her. You can, from the stories that I've heard, it wasn't her fault, but like low key, like a little bit of the percentage her fault, low key. But nonetheless, he went in there, saved the bitch. She's probably, I don't know her, she's probably a nice lady, I don't know. They were in love, so he was Jack and Rose shit. He went in the water, saved her, drowned himself, he drowned. Never saw the man. Always heard the stories, respect the water, be careful, but that's the woods too. The woods can be just as, perilous and death. Just, I don't know, I'm like, man, if I had a baby daughter, or, just a baby boy, who knows? But, parenting is, heart goes out to all of you guys out there, whoever has offspring. And my heart is just, man, it's nerve-wracking. How do you guys do it? You do it because thousands of years, hundreds, millions of years, hundreds of thousands of years, people, that's how we did it. And we should all, man, it makes me so nervous, Jesus. But I'm sure you guys have a good hang on things. You got control of things. So which brought me to this question. Would I rather get lost at the sea or the body of water or the oceans or the woods rather? Man, it's a tough decision. I guess in the woods, I think I'd go with the woods despite the fact none of it, because when it's a huge piece of land, when it's just like and I've been to places where it's just like huge, you're in the middle of a forest, a thick bush, and it's nothing but the night sky, animals with their prying eyes, who knows what's out there. It could be wolves, it could be bears, it's just a snap, who knows? The elements. Stranger danger in the middle of the woods, who knows? But then water is fucking wet. I don't like being wet, like I do, but like not, typically humans, we enjoy the body of water. We like a nice shower or bathtub or a jacuzzi, you know what I mean? Or a little schwitz, and you just sweat out the toxins with a couple of elderly men who are giving you stock market advice and shit. That's always nice, just squeezing tits and exchanging stock market tips. That's what it's all about. I hope to one day be surrounded by these men who give great stock, advice or other life advice. Buy low, sell, blow me, sell high. Whatever they say in these steam rooms. Nonetheless, I think despite body of water gets me nervous, man, because if you're out there, the sun is out there, if it's too hot, you're gonna fucking burn. The water, you can't drink it probably. If it's salt water, you can't drink it, you gotta drink your own piss. But then there's fish, you could potentially, but maybe you don't have any equipment. How do you even catch the fish? Now I gotta just, lure the fish in through some sort of stare at the water, try to meditate and I don't know, focus my energy, get one of them, hop and then just jump, dive, bite it midair, crawl back, just swim back. What if there's sharks? Alligators, crocodiles, electrical eel. A bunch of electrical eels doing welding underwater with, who knows? The element, the octopus. What if a stingray comes? What if who knows? Just gets me, the woods, if it's, how long am I surviving in the woods? Is it like a month in the woods versus time has a lot to do with it. If it's just if it's 3 to 4 days, it really doesn't matter. I think I think I'm still gonna go with land. I'm gonna go, I prefer none of them, but if I'd gone to the head katana, to the old nutsack, I'd probably pick the woods then. Because at least you're on solid ground, which is nice. Sure, there's bears, there's tigers, there's who knows what kind of atmosphere you're in. Might have to climb a tree. You've never even climbed a tree before, except of course maybe you were a kid, you climbed a couple of trees, but it's been a while since any of us really I don't even see kids crawling up on trees anymore. That's not even a thing they do. So do you chip your kid? Do you track them? Simultaneously, I read an article headline that I believe it was a 27-year-old. I didn't read the entire article. A 27-year-old was kind of, I guess, venting, should my parents be tracking my location? 27. I'm assuming it's a female because it could be a boy, it could be a man, could be a man, could be a man. Who knows? Do you track each other? Should you? People go missing sometimes. Doesn't happen too often, but it happens. The numbers are there. There's fucking people go missing. Should you? Gets me nervous. Again, if I had a baby. Oh man, you guys are lucky. We're all lucky, I think. Gotta protect the offspring, the dangers, the elements. And that's just like the physical world. We'll get to the rest of it later on too. It's just that I read the articles, I read the, I'm like, what do you do in the modern age? Do you if you got the technology, is it ridiculous? At one point, are we all, again, it seems like we are. One little teeny tiny step at a time, one day at a time. We're becoming more and more immersed with tech. We're becoming one, singularity as we call it, or they call it. I don't know who they are, but the solid scientists. Singularity, becoming one with the machines. It's just at least you know where you are, or your loved ones. Who cares about where you are? You care about where you are, but like you probably care more about where your loved ones are. That's, oh man, you track these kids because they run on. I had a turtle that ran away, got lost for a week. Found it later on, but that's just a dumb turtle. Babies are like, cuter, dumb still, not as dumb as the turtles, but no shell. No, at least a turtle, if it rains, it had a shell. What if your baby goes out into the elements? Good God, I hope they find the babies. So track your babies, man. I don't know what to say. It's that, man, it is tough. Shout out to the parentals out there doing it. Track the babies. Put fucking, put if you don't want to physically track, maybe get like one of those like drone cameras and always have an eye on them, even if you're not there. Get a drone camera. Hire security, I don't know, but then who do you trust? You gotta do your due diligence. Who do you trust? You can get a 6'7" goon who's gonna look after your kid, but is he reliable? Is he trustworthy? Oh God. What about a female, what about like an Eastern European female assassin? Maybe hire her as like security, but for like how long? How's that healthy? How do you do it? It just gets me nervous. But then I calmed down because I realized I don't have a baby, man. It's all you guys out there. It's good to, just take your time. Whenever you're ready, take your time. It's not anytime soon. I'll tell you that. It's not any fucking time soon. Just put them I would put a baby in baby girl, I'd probably get like a house and like put another house on top of the house. And if she wants to leave, I'd probably put a larger house on top of that house. And then maybe an outside area, so she goes outside and thinks that's outside, but she's actually inside of, it's like a Russian doll of houses, or like, a large, I'll probably have to buy an entire township, a small township somewhere, maybe an island. Just tell her there's nobody else, it's just us. Maybe I'll steal a couple of people every once in a while when she grows older and needs to, create offspring. Maybe I'll get on shore somewhere and like when she's sleeping, jack a couple of guys off, bring the sperm back with me somehow, keep it cold, so when she's older, if she wants to have children, things you think about as a parent. I'm not even a parent yet, Jesus. Things you gotta do. And what if, again, baby boy, you gotta, oh man, that's so many variables. Then again, it's fine, because I don't have a baby. Good, thank God. Find those babies out there. But to release the hounds, did we try to sniff the clothes, chase the kids thing? To give the dogs the clothes, let them sniff their clothes and then chase it. Nonetheless, let's go into something a little bit more bright, a little bit more. Hopefully, they find these children. I'm like, Nova Scotia, and I looked at the map. Canada's fucking huge. The woods is thick. It's big. Oh man, God. Hopefully, they'll find them. We'll find them, right? Fucking God. Brighter notes. Met Gala just happened. It's okay, everybody. It's all right. I don't have kids. It's okay. It's fine. You're fine. You're good. Most of your kids are fine out there. I hope we find these kids. Now the Met Gala happened. Let's just switch gears. Something bright. Something beautiful. Oh, God. You're good. Met Gala happened this year. Met Gala, I don't know much about it. I believe it's about fashion. I don't get much of it. I do respect it. Here's the thing, I'm torn. As you grow a little bit older, everything becomes a little bit more nuanced as you get a little bit older, doesn't it? It just keeps getting more nuanced, which is aspect. Do I enjoy a good Tom Ford suit? Yes. Not that I've had one, not that but if I see one, I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful suit. If I see something classy, if I see something, if it's nice aesthetically, I get that. Craftsmanship, yes. A beautiful tailored suit, why not? Yes. Or clothing for that matter, anything. Beautiful shoes, yes, why not? Why not? Do I get the dresses that have like the 30 feet in the back end, and you gotta bring like a truck to bring, you gotta, beep, beep, she's backing up, there's like, 5 dwarves like carrying, there's midgets underneath her dress, making it seem as if it's just floating by itself, but they're actually midgets, which makes me happy because the people need jobs. People need jobs. Lord knows Disney's not hiring right now. So yeah, I guess in that aspect, if the dwarves are happy, if the midgets are happy, then yes, then give them the jobs, then put them under the dresses. And hey, they get to look at, the fucking ass cheeks, which is nice. Not too many of us get to do that for a living. Not too many of us get to do that for a living, which is a bummer. More people should. I looked at some of the clothes. This year, I believe most fashion is, but I believe from my outside perspective, understanding, not that I know anything about anything, but I would assume most of the fashion is designed, created, controlled, maybe. From what I hear, I don't know, it might be rumors, I don't even know. I hear it's gay dudes, I hear it's gay men telling women how to dress for decades after decades. This is what men want to see, come from a gay dude. Most of the time, sometimes, I don't know. The fashion industry is weird. Everything could get weird. The fashion industry is completely weird though. I'm sure there's, again, I do appreciate, nuance. You get older, nuance. Do I appreciate good clothing? Why not? Who doesn't? Nice. Nothing cray-cray, but sure. I get the craftsmanship in anything. Yes, of course. There's that art form to it. Is it gay? Absolutely. At the same time, a lot of it is deep-throating and threading. Deep-throating and, threading the old needle. Just a lot of deep-throating, and it is a little bit, it's one of those things. And modeling, getting, starting women and, young men off. It's a weird industry. You gotta, walk like you've not eaten for days or months. Sometimes they don't eat. Some of them get, they become bulimic, they throw up or whatever, and it changes, and then it's who knows. I don't get the, if there's, again, nice craftsmanship, I get that. Beautiful suit or a dress, something that actually has practical use, yes. The weird shit, the fucking garbage bag over your head things, like, the stuff that you see that you're like, what is this? And people that I love, they, grew up listening to their music or watched their movies show up sometimes, and, they surprise you. They're like, God damn, there's a piano attached to Andre 3000. There's a piano or a keyboard or whatever. There's a giant, he's carrying a piano. That's part of his suit. Yeah, that makes sense. Completely, it makes sense. Any other circumstance, you look at that man or individual, whoever it may be, if they're wearing a suit and there's a giant piano attached to them, you're like, that, a little bit retarded, a little bit on the, somewhere on the spectrum, and not to judge or anything, but just make you, not gonna probably ask that guy to be like, if we're stranded in a situation and you need help, you're not gonna be like, I'm gonna pick this guy, the guy with the piano strapped to his back. This guy's gonna be on the team. If we're stranded somewhere and need to make an evacuation or to get to a safe destination, maybe rescue a couple of folks, you're not gonna be like that guy with the piano, or like every year it's I guess it's whatever, it's creative in a sense, gay, creative, whatever you want to call it. It's things that the men wearing ridiculous things that you wouldn't wear typically, and I guess it's for that occasion. It's for that occasion, that one time that you get to just be like, high fashion. You don't get high fashion, man. You don't get high fashion. It's bougie. It's a little bit elitist. I don't like the elitist aspect of it. Do I like a nice suit, a nice dress? Yes. This year I did get excited, but also a little bit disappointed. I'm disappointed about a lot of things. About the whole Met Gala thing, the most important thing that I'm disappointed about is, of course, Halle Berry was concealing too much of her puss. Not happy about that. She was wearing a dress. I saw side puss. I didn't see the entirety of the puss. And again, a little bit of a cock tease. Because I'm like, why would you be covering up so much puss? Halle Berry, Why would you be covering up so much pussies with the, you know, if you put the two sides, because now it's just like, now you wonder what's there. Now I'm seeing, you know, now questions are coming up in my mind, like, is that a full vag? Does she have, or what is she alluding to? Because you see side puss, you think puss. Who knows what's in the middle though? All you know, commit to the dress, go either, you know, full vaginal exposure, or, you know, don't do it at all. So side puss, I like to play the side puss. Maybe later on we can make a movie about the side puss. I could just, there, that was side puss right there. Exactly, because it's gotta just stay in one position, not say anything. But withstand the winds, withstand a queef. This is me being the side puss, and a queef is coming through. That was just like a little bit of vibration, a side puss. Dead on. I played side puss because you know, you gotta really put yourself in the position of the side puss. You gotta, whatever you're trying to do out there. I'm learning. We're all learning. We're growing together. Yeah. So I'd like to see more puss than, I was a little bit disappointed there. Other news from the Met Gala. Rihanna, A$AP Rocky, they're having a baby, their third baby. Congratulations. I hope that I can time it so when the baby is born, I can somehow, you know, put on baby clothes, and maybe they won't notice. Maybe they'll be like, maybe I can show up as the baby and I could be the third baby. That's my plan. We'll see how it goes. Summer is of course here. I'm hoping to, you know, catch a tan. Who knows? Maybe I'll shave my head if I want to. Maybe I'll shave my head, get a tan, put baby clothes on. Next thing you know, your boy's adopted by Riri and A$AP Rocky. There you go. Fucking rock solid plan. So that's a little bit, you know, that's just a little bit of Met Gala shit. That's just what it is. What else is going on? A lot of exciting events. A lot of sweaty butt cheeks in Hollywood right now. A lot of sweaty butt cheeks. A lot of clenched assholes. Just tight assholes right now, because the Diddy jury selection was happening this week. I believe the order in the court. We're ordering the court. Order in court. Once again, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Put in court now. Order in the court. Put in the court now. In the court now. In the court now. Hammer time. Hammer time. Gavel time. Fucking gavel time, baby. It is. I wish it was live streamed. I wish we got to see it, because one thing that we all learned during the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, you don't get the grumpy moments. You don't get the old grumpy moments. You don't get the. I wish we got to see, because it's an exciting one. It sucks. These are not, you know, for the individuals that allegedly things happen to, probably not fun subjects, but nonetheless, for the public overall, you know, yes, of course. Would have been nice to see what's going on in the inside of the court. I don't know what's going on. They're doing the whole jury selection, but I would assume there's a lot of clenched assholes. Because again, this is not a one person thing. When things like this happen, it's a group thing. So I'm assuming there's going to be some other people who are going to be involved. Maybe, you know, who knows? High, influential, powerful people in Hollywood, celebrities. Who knows? Maybe it's politicians. Who knows? It's not just one person. You don't throw, like, you know, you don't go empty out the entire, you know, manufacturing company from their baby. You don't buy the entire baby oil manufacturing plant and leave the rest of the people stranded without any baby oil. If it's just for one person, it's for many people. So who is engaged? Who's doing what? More is to come. But again, a lot of sweaty, nervous assholes, I'm assuming, out there just fucking clenched up and waiting to see who's gonna talk, who's not gonna talk. Man, oh man. Exciting times. We'll see what happens. The video with him, Diddy kicking Cassie and dragging her on the hotel floor, that doesn't bode well for anyone. But that's, you know, the charges have barely anything to do with that. What is it? It's like sex trafficking. It's, you know, fucking other stuff, like heavy duty stuff. Not that that's not heavy duty, but that's, who knows? I'm saying none of us know these things. None of us know until it gets revealed one step at a time. And everybody's, we'll see what happens. Doesn't look good, but then again, like, the rich and powerful have more you know, leeway with the legal system, with just more rights and access to things. It's not a good position to be in. And obviously not, you know, if he did the things that they say he did, or who knows? Again, it's just, oh man, who knows? We will see again. But the main takeaway, a lot of sweaty assholes right now. Oh, yikes. Nonetheless, ladies and gents, what else is going on? Just watching stuff, learning stuff, enjoying life, asking myself many questions like you guys do on a daily basis when we daydream, when we midday dream, evening dream, morning dream, whatever time dream you have it. Which would I rather live in, a submarine or a spaceship? Because all this time talking about, you know, oh, gotta go underwater, gotta go into space. Earth is, you know, it's a beautiful spot we're living in. We're very lucky, but yeah, it's exciting to think about it. Who knows what happens to us when the sun burns out? When we might be, you know, do we have to deal with an asteroid that's coming in at any time? India, Pakistan, what's going on with that? That thing's escalating all the time over the past few days. Do we get to, you know, do we just watch and observe from afar? Do we watch and take notes? Do militaries take notes on what's, you know, sometimes you have the war games, but this is like, actually now you get to see, oh shit, let them go at it. We'll see who, you know, does what in the air. Is there anything to notice in the air, in the water? But then again, yeah, I'm just like, oh man, submarines or space shuttles, which would I rather live in? Again, this is the old, it's kind of similar to the old woods versus the water, isn't it? Spaceship is exciting. If you had to choose, if you must, there's no choice. You had to either go in the submarines to be safe in the water or up in a space shuttle. NASA did recently discover 100,000 mountains hidden in the ocean, which is a new discovery, which is beautiful. So that got me excited. I'm like 100,000 mountains at the bottom of the ocean. They didn't say which one. They just said ocean. Or maybe I might have misread. That might have been emotion. It might have been oceans. It might have been plural. 100,000 is just one. You know, but nonetheless, 100,000 mountains underwater. Who knows what's in there? Space is exciting, but also who knows what's in we barely know what's in the water. It's exciting. Could there be, you know, caves, little, you know, crevices, nooks and crannies that are hiding things, new creatures, new life forms, small, big, who knows? Mermen and mermaid women, people who maybe, what if there's what if there's a manfish living in a cave who knows? Maybe it's so deep that we don't, you know, we've not seen it, we've not had access. Maybe there are caves, because if it's a mountain, then it's got to have caves, and it's got to have, you know, maybe there's like a dwelling where it's like completely dry on the inside, but then like you can step outside and maybe it's like a layer inside the ocean. Maybe, who knows? If aliens are hiding in these crevices, UFOs, UAPs, if they're going in the oceans, hiding in mountainous regions of the ocean, I'm excited. Which brings me back to my main question, which would I rather deal with? Or if I had to choose, man, getting in a submarine or a spaceship. Space, you got a lot to explore. Also the oceans, you got a lot to explore. It's a tough one. I'll go with space. I will go with space. You let me know what you'd like to explore if you had one option. If you had to choose between submarines versus space shuttle, of course it'll be fun times, you know, just 50-50 split, men's and women's. Everybody just, you know, maybe by then we can have a little bit of baby oil available. We'll see how the production goes, if it can keep up. Luckily Diddy's no longer in the market, so that should be fine. Just a bunch of men's and women's, ample amounts of lube, enough food, and just tank tops and short shorts. That's what I'm talking about. So I'll go with the spaceship. I go with the spaceship if I had to. Again, gun to the head, katana to the nutsack. I'm going with the spaceship. That's my final answer. You can close it. I pick it. That is it. I'm calling it spaceship. If I had no choice, locked in for $500. Spaceship, please. Thank you. Of course, you're thinking to yourself out there, what if I've come across a hottie? What if I've come across a hottie? How many skin tags would it take for me to be deterred from approaching or engaging with this hottie, or maybe you're in a relationship with a hottie right now. She's a banger, he's a banger, doesn't matter. How many skin tags does it take to ruin that relationship? I just wondered. You could get them removed, but I think about these things, just like you out there, because we're all ultimately one, thinking pretty much the same things together, I think. I would say, if we're dealing with a, and again, it's in the eye of the beholder, but nonetheless, a hottie for you. How many skin tags? One is definitely fine. One skin tag is definitely fine. And a skin tag is just basically like your body is growing an extremely tiny tongue, or like a little, the tiniest of nubs. Sometimes they're flat. I've seen them in nature. Sometimes they're little tiny flat. They're like a little skin tag, that's what they are. It's a little tiny, it's like a little tongue. It's like your body is just like, kind of, you know, you might see it on somebody's neck or face or hands, who knows? How many does it? One should be all right. Two should be okay too. Three, starting to get a little bit, you know, they do say three as a crowd. Four, now we're getting into regions where I'm starting to not feel comfortable. Five, that is definitely. Now I'll tell you what, if they are in different locations, if they're not jammed into one location, probably more tolerable. But if they're like 5, 6, 7 of them in one location, then that's just like, okay, we need to laser these off. But if they're in different locations, I would say, if again, hottie, I would say fucking, my number's 5. I'm gonna go with 5 different locations. Anything beyond that, we should probably get those lasered off to them, just say, but or freeze them or whatever they do. But nonetheless, that's I thought about it. I'm like, what would be the number to throw you off a relation? You can't be with a hottie or whoever you're with, and then 10 skin tags. That's too many skin tags, man. That is too many skin tags. I'm not gonna be able to. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I'd be able to do. I wouldn't want to. You know, I'm just. You know, I don't know what they are. Fat deposits, whatever it is. It's laser it, freeze it. But 10 is too much. 10 is too much. I'm gonna go with 5 different locations. That's what I'm willing to, you know, for a short period of time. Because you gotta lick it at times. When you make love, you gotta kiss, caress every little, you know, ideally you're touching it. And you're just kissing her beautiful face or his beautiful face. Next thing you know, skin tag is licking you back, but it's like a dry little tiny tongue that just, no, that's so gross. Why would you guys be thinking about this? Other things that you guys might be thinking about, I've listened, I've tried to, you know, be out there, be of service, and I'm here to answer as many questions as I can on a regular basis. What would happen if, in some odd scenario or some alternate reality, dry puss and limp dick became the sought after pieces of meat instead of hard cock and wet puss? We'd be, you know, that'd be an exciting time. That'd be a different time. It'd definitely be a different time. Men and women acquiring limp penises and dry pussies. Oh, I bet you she's super dry. People be talking the same way they do about wet pussies and hard cocks, but now it's just dry puss and limp dick. I wonder how dry she is. People will say that, I ate it last night, bro. She was super dry. And my limp dick, and her super dry puss. That never happens, but imagine it did. Should, I'm just putting it out there, definitely should. Ladies be chit-chatting, whispering, talking, gossiping as chicks do. Chicks love gossiping, so do dudes. But then it's just bro talk. Then we're just a bunch of bros having bro talk. But we like to gossip too. Everybody likes to gossip. Gossiping is fun. Talking is fun. And listening is fun too. But nonetheless, they be talking, chit-chatting. A couple of hens. I bet you he's got a limp dick. They'll look at a guy in a bar. I bet you he's got the most limp dick ever. Can't wait till he's inside my dry puss. Becky, you know your puss ain't that dry? Her girlfriends know her well. Maybe she's got that wet puss and it's like, Becky's got the wet puss. I'm just putting that out there. You never know, because we do say, you know, we do believe there might be, in theory at least, you know, an endless possibility of the realities. It might be a universe where people go around and look out, or seek out rather, limp dicks and dry pusses. Definitely not here. Definitely not here. I'll tell you that. But nonetheless, it's just something to think about. So enjoy that limp dick, dry puss. What else is going on? So many exciting things are going on. Big things. Believe there is a whole new, it's a new world. They say that it's a new world, it's a new day, it's a new dawn. Some concepts that you might have grown up with, watching at least in movies. If you're like your boy, you might have watched a lot of spy movies and loved a lot of spy espionage movies. So that was always something you watched and enjoyed. And then you grow up and you're like, man, but it actually does go on in real life. There's actually spies and espionage going on all the time. And then you read articles and it gets real. Shit gets real. You read about Russian illegals. There's a book. I read the article and want to read the book at one point or another. There's so many books to read as well. There's just so many good things to consume and do. Russian illegals. I believe they would immigrate or come to America, take on fake names, live in broad daylight as regular Americans, and then go about in the evening doing spy shit. Fucking hot Russian spy shit in the evening. And I read another, I see the video that the CIA puts out to recruit Chinese, people who are, I guess, interested in becoming spies, which is pretty cool. It speaks in Chinese. But then I would like to see it a little bit. We do need to add, because it's the thing. It's a reality. It's Russia. It's China. It's us. It's everybody. It's so exciting. And it makes me wonder how many people do we have amongst us who are spies? How many does each nation know how many people are in there doing spy shit? Do we know they're not I guess we wouldn't know if they're really good, but do we have an idea of how many other foreign, entities might be operating in our border? Is that something we should think? Is it one? Is it two? Is it 100? And then it gets difficult because Russia's doing it, China's doing it, we got to do it. It's a never-ending game. But then there's sometimes it's easier for them to do it because we do have that multicultural aspect to us. Societies like Canada, societies like the United States, it's much easier to get a Russian or a Chinese person to come over, or anybody else these are the big ones, and do spy shit, blend in, do spy shit, and then fucking whatever. Who knows? Assassinate people, steal information, all of it. Oh my God, my asshole just gets tingly and excited. But then I saw the ad that the CIA put out for recruiting China. We should amp it up a little bit. It was a little bit just if you do hard work and you could live a good life. Let's amp it up a little bit, because it's much easier for them to send citizens over to do spy. Let's do a little bit. If you're gonna go put a recruiting video out there, make it a good one. Make it a really good one. Fucking want to become American spies? Fucking drink beer all day. Maybe not all day, but a good portion of the day. Work hard, sure, work hard, but also flying jets. Do you like flying jets? Do you like flying tits and flying jets? Fast cars and fast tits. Are you into cock? You can have as much cock as you like. Whereas in a communist country, you might not get as much cock or puss as you like. Here, we give whatever they like. Luxury. Spend ample amounts of money. Whatever you want, you got it. Cars with machine guns? Yes. Cars with spikes coming out the back? Also yes. Cars with nets, fish nets at the back so you can release the fish nets and tangle up a baddie in the back? Yes. A geolocator in your car? Yes. A geolocator inside of your body? Of course. An eject button inside your belly button so you can eject from literally any seat on the planet? Yes. Just a little tiny hat with a propeller that looks really silly and childish, but in fact it could carry your entire body weight and have you escape any situation need be? Yes. A watch that melts for whatever reason? Of course. Oh, watch that melt. Oh, Patty, melting with watch that melts. Whatever. Guns? You want guns with lasers? Hells yes, we got that. You want lasers with guns? Got that too. You want a trained animal that only reacts to your voice command? Got it. Do you want it in animal form that's analog, or do you want it in digital? Because we can have like a bionic half dog, half robot with lasers and guns, and it spits grenades. This dog spits grenades. So yes, come over. And that should have been the ad. The ad for the CIA was a little bit too tame for my taste. I'm just saying, if we're trying to recruit, let's fucking recruit properly. Get over here. Let's do some sit-ups, push-ups, lather each other in oil, and do some fucking spy work. Listening to shit, making phone calls, meeting in parks, reading newspapers upside down, dun, 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 the sun is setting. After a hard day's work, go and enjoy a night at the bar, and then get a couple of hookers, and then let's do some whatever kind of substances you're into. Enjoy the good life. Dun, 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 dun. Eagle swoops in, yes, with guns. The eagle has guns. Eagle swoops in with guns. High fives. The new recruit. They both fucking just go off into the sunset. He or she jumps, clicks his heels. Eagle says, "Ka, ka," and then that's how we do it. That should have been the ad, not just like, wear a suit, show up to a cold building and do who knows what. Do the ad better next time. God damn it. It's much easier for them to send people to integrate, so we got to get better at recruiting, get better ads. It was in Chinese, all it was in Chinese, which was nice. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, it's a lot of stuff is happening, and a lot of things are interconnected. And a lot of things are cock teases as well. The whole Halle Berry side puss, cock tease. Again, I like to just say that if you're gonna expose the puss, do the whole puss. Don't do side, because now people don't know, man. People don't know what's between the two side pusses. Is it puss, or it could be a long hog? She could have a huge, now we don't know. How would people know now? Apparently people want to, whenever the Pope dies, whenever a new one has to be born, apparently by the time that prior to the conclave going and letting people know who they've elected as the new nation states, apparently get their spies to try to figure out who the Pope is. I don't know how that's beneficial information, but I guess they try to, if you can get, there have been attempts in the past, try to predict who's going to become the Pope. Different spy agencies try to do that. Apparently, I don't know what benefit it has for anyone, but you're going to find out in a few days eventually. And we got a new Pope. That's, it's kind of like getting a new pet and you don't want to tell your children that the pet died. You just replace it with another one. Looks kind of the same, maybe if it's a goldfish, get a similar looking goldfish. It's just, the Pope are basically, pets. That's kind of, not all, not fully, but there are parallels between popes and pets. Definitely parallels that can be drawn between popes and pets. We got a new one. This one is, hells yeah, it's American, which makes me get a little bit excited about the popery, the papacy, the papacy. Got me excited because this time it's American. It's nice. We got American. We never had one. The name is, if I can recall correctly, Robert Francis Prevost. Doesn't matter. Leo XIV now. Thank you very much, Leo XIV. It's a difficult time when you have to choose a new pope. You got to speak all Latin and shit with a bunch of other cardinals. This time it was 133, if I'm not mistaken, all speaking Latin, I think, in closed doors. You don't know what happens behind the closed doors in the Vatican. Magrigazzi guzzi a caracuccia. Takagazzi ragamane. Aragutu mutanari. Aragati cagari aratazia. Afaguli. Asciatata grazie. Apollinese caracaguzzi aratitadu. Magarazzi a caracucucucci cacaga. For those of you who don't speak Latin, that's just a bunch of different cardinals discussing who the right candidate for for being, who's going to be the Pope. That's just a little bit of, I know, not many people speak Latin. That's why I had to first of all translate. It's difficult. It's a difficult old language. Not many people do speak it, but they're just tossing in names that you got to come up with. You smoke a lot. You smoke some stuff that gives off white smoke. You get high on that shit. Then when you select the Pope, and I think it's black smoke. And then that's when you smoke something else that gives off a black smoke. You get high as a kite, and it's a difficult decision. How do you know who's gonna fit in the outfit properly? Who's gonna, who's got the shoulders for the robe and shit? Who's got enough arm strength to hold that staff with the head, the hat? It's just one size. Do they go based off, head size and hat size? Because you might get a pope with like a tiny head and the hat falls over. It's fucking 8 to 12, 16, 20 years of a pope with that hat that's too big. God, the decisions. So many decisions. How's he gonna direct the church globally? How's he gonna be that leader for the next, however many years? And when you're speaking in Latin, it's basically them saying, is he gonna be okay with, keeping women in but also out? Close the door, all men's, all boys club, women, yes, but no, really get out. Is that love women, but also keep them at a distance. You gotta have these discussions with your other cardinals. What about the peace, somebody says? What about maintaining or, spreading the word of peace? As some Christ was in, we should probably do that. And they did. They said, yes, he's going to be pushing peace is good. We've always pushed peace. Let's do that. What about the secret? What about the top secret? We keep it hidden with the top secret. Is he good with keeping his mouth shut? That's basically them saying, is he good with keeping secrets, keeping the Vatican secrets tight? Top secret. You don't say nothing. You don't see nothing. You don't know say. You don't see nothing. You say nothing. You see or otherwise. The things that you don't know what goes behind closed doors. And we're the most top secretive groups out there in the world. God, it's so exciting. And you're like, why would the spies of different countries try to get? Who cares if does it matter which one gets elected? You don't have to deal with it. I guess you want to probably know if he's going to be kind of on, politics wise. You might want to know if he's going to be but does it matter at the end of the day? It matters, but it doesn't. Does it? I don't know. It's exciting. It's exciting. Kakaguzia, homosexual, gay. What about a gay? What about a gay? And then it clashes, ideas clash. Peace, unity, bringing people together. What about a gay? What about a gay? We love everybody, but a gay, auguri, but like at a distance. Kakaguzia. So yeah, the big question is, how many pedophiles does it take to, elect a new pope? We don't have the exact numbers on it because it's tight knit, but we know some. It's definitely not none. It's definitely not none. But nonetheless, the decision was made American, so I'm excited about that. He's gonna be he's from Chicago, but he went off to, I believe, Peru and then South America, did some church stuff, church-related stuff. He's an Augustine. I don't know what that means. Sounds good. He's an Augustine or whatever. So he's good with working with communities. He's American. He's probably a little bit probably worked out a little bit more than the other popes. Speaks English, which is a plus. Somebody at least speaks English this time. It's not all because not many of us, not all of us, speak Latin or whatever. Sometimes they speak their own language. If it's like an Italian pope or like a German pope, they speak. Most of them speak multiple, but most of them speak in Latin just to keep the. So this, and again, not everybody speaks like a gladyamadeit. So it's nice to know when it finally does go down. Yeah, that went down, and it's nice, I guess. Congratulations, hells yes. And fun fact, he has 2 other brothers that I've seen brief interviews with who look exactly like him. God forbid, should anything happen to this pope, we kind of got look-alike backup popes to just kind of go in there, put the hat on at a distance. Do not zoom in close. They all look very similar. I'm just saying, he's got like 2 doppelganger brothers. Who are these people? Nonetheless, they're very good people. They're very good people. Most, nuanced. As you grow up, as all it is, of course, did they do horrible shit? Yeah, probably. Let's stop harboring pedophiles. Let's start with or at least acknowledge that you've done. Who knows? Many steps could be taken at these times, like many times. You take the good with the bad. You take the good with the bad, try to do more good. I'm sure they'll do more good. They've done plenty of good. There's some horrible shit in the past too, of course, sure, of course. Like many old organizations in the world, they've done some dodgy shit, of course. But nonetheless, we're here, it's 2025, he's fucking American this time, hell yeah, he's gonna be bench pressing. He's from Chicago, so he loves the Bulls. He loves a deep dish Chicago pizza. He's a man's man. He liked the mob from Chicago. He probably liked Al Capone. Why wouldn't you? I'd be proud. Of course I'd be, oh man, probably into the same things. If he loves Al Capone, he must love gangster movies. We're pretty much one and the same, all of us united once again. What else is going on in and around the world, ladies and gentlemen? I believe there was it's a hot piece of news story, 2 stories. Shiloh Hendrix, bitch, recently went on to the streets and I don't know the exact details, and you can only know so much about anything really, because if you're not even there in person, who really knows what happens? And with the news and the story cycle is just, it's a lot to keep up with. So as much as you can, and then you figure out a few things maybe later on and whatnot. But it doesn't, I don't know the details. I believe there was a lady with her kid at a park somewhere, and there's another kid that was, going through her purse or her baby's, belongings, stole some, or probably wasn't even stealing. Probably how babies do, or how children, I don't even know how first I heard it was a 5-year-old, then I heard it was a 9-year-old, I don't know. And this lady goes and calls the kid the N-word. And then there's another guy recording her, and he catches her on film calling the baby the N-word, and confronts her. She calls the baby the N-word. He puts the video up. She gets, and it was a mixed bag. It was a mixed bag. Some people, got a lot of backlash. Everybody got a little bit of backlash from this story. Most of the individuals, at least, from my understanding. I don't know the full deets. She got backlash. Why you calling a baby or a child the N-word? Some people she started to get doxxed, which was another aspect that she got doxxed, because some people were like, don't call the baby or a child the N-word. They doxxed her. Then she kind of felt threatened or got threatened. I don't know the full deets. All her information was leaked. She claimed she has to move. She got online, she tried to raise money. She raised money. And then that's a whole thing. And then you're like, who's the guy recording the video and, telling this lady, it got confusing. It got confusing, to be honest with you. It got confusing, but that's the thing. You read into it and you're like, oh, the guy who was recording a video allegedly is not I don't know the full deets. You read something I don't know. He's not related to the kid that got called the N-word. Apparently that kid is autistic too, but then all the kids these days are autistic, so I don't even know what that means anymore. But yeah, the guy who's recording the video, he himself in the past later charges dropped due to relations with potentially a minor. Who knows? Who knows? So the guy filming the video, not, but it's, charges laid, but then charges drop later. I don't know the full detail. I'm just saying, alleged activities with a minor. Who knows? I don't know the details. But the whole takeaway from this was that she got online. She went to a platform that helps you raise money or whatever, like a GoFundMe, or I forget the name of this one. Go send me money. Give go money. I don't know the exact name of the platform that provides fundraisers for whatever, for people or causes. I don't know the full deets. But she raised money. She wanted to raise some money. She's now close to, I guess, maybe 1 million, or maybe she surpassed that already. I don't know what the goal was, but she's, close to 1 million, over 1 million, who knows? And people were divided. It's one of those topics. Not people on the street. People on the street, you see, nobody cares. It's just, people online or robots online or whatever these. So it is interesting. Because simultaneously, you did have a couple of weeks ago, I believe there was another story. Similar, different. There was 2 kids at a high school track meet. One of them stabbed the other kid, and the kid that stabbed the kid and killed the kid ended up again going to one of these platforms that helps you raise money, and again raised over 500,000 at the time. I don't know how much he's raised up until now, but both of these individuals who, in the eyes of some people, did something wrong. In the case of the killing somebody else, that's definitely definitely wrong. Don't fucking kill people. You raise money. In the case of the woman, this bitch calling a baby the N-word. Also, I personally don't agree with it. I don't think you should call it but again, nuance, right? Nuance. You gotta, that's the thing. But there you go. The takeaway is now this is the takeaway. I was trying to think, I'm like, what's even the takeaway from all of this? What is, the takeaway is that we live in great times. We live in a, great collective society in a sense, that there are opportunities where you can literally support anyone these days. That's the takeaway. You could support anybody, and so there you go. If you're like I gotta give some money. My pockets are feeling a little bit heavy. Whatever the cause is, I don't even know the full details of it. I just want to give some money away. You could definitely go give money to anybody these days, which is nice. It's a good sign for a society. It's a healthy society. Everything is nuanced, of course. It could get carried away. Who knows? But individuals should at least have the ability to be, raising money. I don't know the details. Most of us don't. For many stories, we don't know. But that's a sign of a healthy society. Even people you don't agree with, if they do need assistance, sure, some of the funds or most of the funds going to get misused or not allocated to whatever they're supposed to be meant to be used for. Of course, there's always, some shitty people out there. There's definitely some shitty people. I don't even know the full people. I don't even know the full stories. None of us really do. These things, I don't even know how much of it is even true. It's, how much of it is online shit, how much of it is how much it is the circumstances that we're now living in, and it's a condition of everybody having a camera and recording everything. This type of, I don't know. I don't, there's many levels to it. Do I believe there should be a triggering word for people? I absolutely don't believe that. I don't think words should be triggering you enough to be, getting traumatized or having to react to this. Words are, in my opinion anyway, I think words are just words. And there's intent, of course. There's intent and how you use them. I think that goes a long way. But again, these are, I wouldn't want to have one word in my head that if somebody said to me, I would take huge offense or have it just be, I don't care what the even historical, background of this particular word. Could be anything. It could be anything. But, and yeah, there's definitely many aspects to this that needs to be, luckily we did, the biggest takeaway for me was luckily we live in one of the greatest societies. I like to, just jam Canada and the United States together, even the two different countries, of course, separated by somebody drew a line on a map a long time ago, but nonetheless, very similar, different, very similar, different, but similar in many ways. Greatest times to be living in, because that's the two instances where most people, or some people at least, definitely disagree with the individual's actions. But then again, you had the possibility of giving back to them and helping them if you'd like, and people did. So there you go. The takeaway is you don't always need to go and be like, oh, I got all this money in my pocket, or even a little bit. Yeah, sure, I could be going out and, donating to, sick kids. But the sick kids always get it. The kids always get it. Forget the sick kids. If you want to donate money to the lady who, throws ill-intended words to a baby or a child, a retarded child. It might be a retarded child. I don't know. So you can do that. Yeah, sure. Could you go to help raise money for, give to, I don't know, predicting cancer, solving cancer, cracking cancer this time, catching cancer? Could you donate to that? You could do that, or you could give it to this lady. Or, could you help by donating, I don't know, $7 a month to, to make your local schools a little bit better? Maybe you could. Could you do it overseas? Could you help with, like, I don't know, $30 a month and help make a school in Africa, the Middle East somewhere, maybe, I don't know, in Asia? You could do that. Or there's a kid that stabbed another kid and you can give money to him too. It's good to know that. It's great to know that. You have choices. Could you help give back to a charity that looks after blind dogs? You could do that. You could definitely do that. But these needy blind dogs, and these sick kids at the hospitals, they never get any better. They're weak. Give it to this kid, the one that's got strength, the one that stabbed another kid, or give it to this lady who's gonna pick a fight with a baby for going through her bag or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just good to know you have choices. That's the most beautiful thing. It's actually healthy for society, despite the fact that it is a little bit, it gets confusing. You're like, what even is this? But that story gets traction. 99.9% of people outside in the real world, even on the lines, they get along, no matter where you're from, what your background is, what you believe in, what you don't believe in. But those stories are boring. They don't get any traction. Nobody talks about that shit. You don't talk about people always helping each other at work, on the streets, this, that, and the other. 99.9 is working very smoothly. It's actually beautiful. But that doesn't fucking make it. You can't just be like, and today this guy helped the other lady walk across the street successfully. She was old and he wasn't. And that was the story. Back to you, John. John, are you there? John's, just having a blast. He's not choking on a donut, because that would be, again, something that would sell. He's having a good time at work, maybe even chit-chatting with his fiance who happens to work at the same place. And he's like, you know what, back to you, Paul. Keep talking for a few more minutes. Well, the young man helped the old lady get across the street, and he did not rob her at the same time. Back to you, John. John's still, John's fucking getting ready to, like, finger fuck his fiance, because they're both, like, anchor men and women. Who knows what John does? But the point is, those stories don't sell, because those stories nobody wants to talk about, because, like, that's just an average everyday thing. The school bus driver drove the kids back and forth to school and from their home. The school bus driver drove the kids safely to their homes and dropped them off. And that was the end of that story. The construction crew who came and checked out the place and gave an estimate for the construction project ended up sticking to the estimate and actually finished the job with costing the owners even less money. Back to you, John. The point is, you can donate to anybody you like, which is nice. Simultaneously, it does get tricky, because you're like, what if people, like, donated to organizations or shit that do fucking terrorizing and shit? Can we have that? That's where I think there's a whole thing with what is actual violence. And this is actually nice, because this is when we realize words are not violence. Violence is violence, or some shit. I don't know if it's because it gets tricky. It does get tricky. And that's the fucking cost of being great, isn't it? That's the fucking cost of being great. Where's my ego waiting to swoop in and just fucking high-five me and just hand me a beer right now it's the cost of being great, because other nations don't have this shit. Other nations have, it's authoritarian, it's very dictatorial, so this is the cost of freedom. It's not always clean, and I'll tell you what though, it's sloppy, it's messy, it's fucking wet, and it's hard. But somewhere out there, they're dry, limp societies. So I'm definitely glad that all of it exists. So yeah, and you have choices out there. Again, could you go to help, the local art school, to get art school supplies? You could do that. You could definitely do that. But, or you could give to, you know, some kid that, you know, harms other kids or animals. Who knows? You could do that too. You could do that. It's a beautiful thing. And it's not easy making money. It's actually, for a little bit, I was like, man, I kind of, because I call myself, you know, but when I'm rapping in the car, I say, when I hear the rap songs that I like, I do sometimes, if I know the words, I'll say the nigga part with them because it feels good, because it feels like, oh, family, crew, we're one, yes, go on, nigga. Or I'm trying to pump myself up or something if I really need to. Oh, nigga, you got this, nigga, come on now. Oh, right there. I say it in that way. Doesn't make a difference whatsoever. Somebody says it in a negative way, $1,000,000. So a little bit of it, you know, but I'm like, you know what? To each their own. To each their own. To each their own, ladies and gentlemen. Fun, whimsical nigga? Nothing. Ill-intended nigga? Different story, millions of dollars. Just saying, there's something a little off, and it's just words at the end of the day. It's just words at the end of the day. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, what else is going on in and around the world? A lot of exciting events. A lot of exciting events. This one, I believe, tops it. This one, I believe, tops it. That's right. I do have other stuff that I do want to talk about. Let's have a look at the old time. We did do more than an hour today. We'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. We'll leave it at that. Sending you all love wherever you are in and around this world. Have fun with it. I'll be back again next week. Peace out. Get out of here.